So boom! Brittney Griner just dropped a bombshell without even saying a word. Word on the street is she's making a move to the NBA. And no, this ain't some little PR stunt or random flex. It's real. And the timing?
People are trying to make a big deal out of Brittney Griner's dunk in the All-Star game, and let's just ignore the fact that this would be the least exciting dunk ever seen in a men's JV game. But this is super irresponsible of her, because don't you think you'd stay away from traveling like this after everything she's experienced?
Brittney Griner said she could beat DeMarcus Cousins in one-on-one. And then they went around asking a bunch of NBA players. The head coach of the UConn girls, Gene, I can't remember his last name.
Oriema?
Yeah. He said, if there's no ref and they're playing one-on-one, I'm selling my house, I'm taking all my money out of my bank accounts, and I'm putting it all on DeMarcus Cousins.
Couldn't be more suspicious. This comes right after some major dirt got leaked that has even her most loyal fans questioning everything. Brittney's been in hot water before, but this right here, this one's setting the whole court on fire. People are straight up accusing her of high-level fraud, and it's flipping the entire narrative on her head. Now the question is loud and clear. Is this NBA jump her escape route, or has she been playing a whole different game behind the scenes? Let's not act like this came out of nowhere, though. Just last week, Brittney's team made a slick move. Her publicist dropped 3 mysterious statements, all talking about elite male competition and leveling the field. Folks brushed it off like it was nothing, but then came the leak. A staffer from the Atlanta Dream allegedly spilled some private emails, and what was inside? A whole mess. They claimed Brittney's camp was spinning narratives to cover something way deeper happening off the court. Those emails didn't just sound messy. They straight up screamed cover-up. And when you look back now, the signs were always there. Remember that sideline interview where she slipped up and said, "If I was in the NBA," then stopped herself real quick? Back then, nobody blinked. Now, that moment's trending again, and fans are watching it with a whole different vibe. But wait, there's more. Another interview surfaced where she said, everyone should be allowed to play ball.
Everyone deserves the right to play. Everyone deserves the right to come here, sit in these seats, and feel safe, and not feel like there's a threat or they can't be who they are. Definitely will be speaking up against that legislation and those laws that are trying to be passed, for sure.
It sounded like she was talking equality, right? But now, folks are saying that was a low-key hint about her real plans. And while all this is exploding online, the Atlanta Dream front office, completely silent. Not one comment, not a single denial, no clarification, nothing. And that silence, it's loud, calculated, and honestly, suspicious as hell. But what really broke the internet wasn't Brittney's own words. It was who reacted. A former WNBA teammate, whose name we won't drop because she's already getting lit up online, went and unfollowed Brittney on everything. All platforms. Gone. And then she reposted a story that read, "When the truth hits, they always pivot like it was part of the plan." Fans ran with that. Reddit went crazy. TikTok started pulling old Brittney clips, and just like that, the entire convo shifted.
Everybody knows who Brittney Griner is, and if you don't know who Brittney Griner is, she is the WNBA star that we traded a weapons terrorist for about a year ago. And recently, a momentous personal occasion has happened for her.
You're about to be a mom. How is that feeling?
Pops.
Oh, let me get it together. About to be a pops.
Now look, man, it's 2024. I don't care if a woman and a woman want to have a kid together. Good on them. More power to them. But it's just so weird to me. You want your son to call you Pops, and whenever his friends ask, what does your dad do for a living? He's supposed to say, oh, he plays in the WNBA. Now, to make this even more confusing, Brittney Griner maintains that she is a biological woman and identifies as female. I don't know. Congratulations to Brittney Griner for bringing in a baby boy. I just think it's very fascinating how this human somehow finds a way to create controversy out of everything. At this point,
nobody was even focused on the actual scandal anymore, just the NBA move and the mess surrounding it. But let's not get distracted. What really got Brittney exposed? According to those leaked internal messages, her team had been secretly doing cleanup for months, trying to erase any connection to a lawsuit filed in Phoenix. Quiet damage control, scrubbing documents, media silence, all of it was in motion long before this exploded online. And here's where it gets wild. That lawsuit? It allegedly involves falsified medical records tied to a 2022 injury exemption. And the name at the center of it? A high-profile female athlete. No surprise who people think that is. If this turns out to be true, it might be the most explosive scandal the league's seen in years. And just when it started heating up, Brittney drops a tease about joining the NBA? Yeah, the timing's got everybody looking sideways. And that's what cracked this whole thing wide open. Once fans started connecting the dots, it all spiraled. That injury exemption? Turns out it's the same one that let Brittney skip a critical stretch of games and still walk away with extra bonuses she allegedly wouldn't have earned otherwise. That flipped everything. If folks were already side-eyeing her moves, this just made it 10 times worse. We're not just talking shady. We're talking strategic fraud levels of shady. Now her NBA tease ain't looking bold. It's looking like a smokescreen, a flashy distraction, maybe even a backup plan for when the WNBA closes the door for good. So the question is echoing everywhere. Was this NBA move part of a long game all along? Or is Brittney just trying to bounce before the truth blows up? It gets even messier. Brittney's relationship with the WNBA has been rocky ever since that Russia situation. Sure, they rolled out the red carpet when she came back, gave her tributes, highlight reels.
It was nice to be back on the court in a real game and everything. The love from the fans when I came out was amazing. The players, I definitely feel it. I appreciate everything a little bit more. All the little small moments that I used to just like, oh, I'm so tired. Oh, I don't want to go to practice today, or oh, this, that. I think that has changed, honestly. Just appreciating everything, because tomorrow's not guaranteed. You don't know what it's going to look like. So I think that's kind of how it changed a little bit.
Even had her looking like a returning war hero. But behind closed doors? Nah, it was tense. Real tense. Insiders say some players were tight about the attention she was getting. They felt like the league was forcing her into the spotlight, the face of the W, even when her performance on the court wasn't hitting like that. So when the lawsuit started buzzing under the radar, folks weren't shocked at all that the league didn't come to her rescue. No defense, no spin, no "we stand with Brittney" press release. They went dead silent, and that's shady on a whole new level. Now here's where the game flips. Brittney's camp didn't just suggest she might consider the NBA. Nah, they've already been in touch with 2 NBA squads, the Rockets and the Hornets, reportedly trying to line up scrimmage runs. But peep the strategy. They're not going for full-on contracts or big exhibition matches, just private scrimmages. Sounds small, but that's a calculated move. Why? Because scrimmages let you test public reaction. No contracts, no liability, no risk. But if fans eat it up, that's the green light for something bigger. And Brittney knows it. Still, why now? Why even risk that kind of embarrassment unless what's behind her, whatever's happening in the WNBA, is way uglier than anything she might face in the NBA? Elite women ballers have played against men before. That's nothing new. But turning it into a public pivot? That's not about proving skill. That looks like an escape route.
Originally from Houston.
Yes.
H-Town.
Born and raised.
Right? How was that growing up in the city of Houston for you?
I mean, it was pretty easy at first. I wasn't into sports really at first. I was an active kid, but I was climbing trees, riding bikes, skating, all that. But I wasn't into basketball just yet. Grew up with my parents, and they did their best to make sure I was on the straight path, but it was cool. It got hectic once I got to high school and that dunk video came out. That's when life kind of started changing.
Right.
Yeah.
And just when people thought the storm was finally settling, boom, another leak. This time, a voice note allegedly recorded during a private WNBA staff meeting. A coach straight up calls Brittney damaged optics in motion. That one phrase sent shockwaves, but what came next? That's what had people screaming cover up. Her former agent wiped her completely, unfollowed her, deleted every promo post, scrubbed her from their website like she never existed. That ain't normal. That's not some petty fallout. That's panic mode. Something serious must have cracked behind the scenes. Something huge. So where's the NBA in all this? Well, they're staying quiet, of course. No official word. But insiders say there's interest, not offers. But eyes are watching. And when verified sports reporters start posting internal chatter, you already know something's brewing. This ain't just a career shift. It's looking like Brittney's playing chess while the rest of the league is scrambling. And this next move might flip the whole board. One league source, straight up, said Brittney's NBA pitch felt more like a PR reset than a real basketball move. And honestly, that tracks too well. Because at this point, nobody's even watching her game highlights anymore. They're watching her headlines. And that seems to be exactly what her camp is counting on. But here's the twist. Fans are split. Some say she's bold, breaking barriers, trying to make history. But others, they're calling it for what it is, saying, if you were really that good, you wouldn't need smoke and mirrors. Now the whole thing's looking way more like a media stunt than a career decision. And before we go any further, let's talk about Brittney's strategy, because her media rollout has been tight. In just the last 48 hours, they've pulled every trick in the book to make this NBA jump seem legit.
Walk on the court and it hit me hard, you know? So just looking forward to all those moments, just walking in on the first home game.
I've played in front of everybody in one place, honestly, since like high school, honestly. So just having everybody here right now.
First, they floated a competitive reevaluation, whatever that means. Then, conveniently, someone leaked old clips of Brittney dunking on male players. And right after that, boom. Teaser for a whole docuseries tracking her next chapter. Here's the kicker. Insiders say the documentary is already done. It's in post-production. Brittney's been out here doing low-key promo, planting seeds before the public even knew what was coming. And now, it all makes sense. All the buzz, all the sudden interviews, like the one she just did with Cam Newton. In that sit-down, the vibe was too calculated. From the soft lighting to the title saying she was speaking her truth, everything screamed image rehab. She sat there trying to seem grounded, vulnerable, just like us. But make no mistake, this wasn't about transparency. This was rebranding at full throttle. But here's what's got folks asking the real questions. Is this all about a second chance? Or is this just a well-produced exit from something way messier? Because behind the scenes, whispers are getting louder. One leaked DM from a WNBA employee said it all. Someone asked, is she really moving to the NBA? And the reply, she's not moving, she's deflecting. And that hits different. Deflecting means there's heat, real heat, the kind you run from. And if she's running, that means what she's leaving behind could tear the league apart. The timing, the silence, the whispers, it's all pointing to one thing. Brittney might not have been exposed. She might have been cut loose. Right now, the WNBA is just watching. No statements. No PR push. No denying the NBA rumors. No attempts to reel her back in. They're letting it happen. And that says everything. The lawsuit's still sealed. The emails, still not confirmed. The docuseries, already backed by a major streaming platform. It's giving soft exile. Like they didn't just kick her out, they gave her a camera crew and told her to make it look like a choice. And if that's what this really is, a quiet cover-up with a side of celebrity packaging, then you better believe there's more to come. Way more. So far, Brittney hasn't posted a thing. The Atlanta Dream haven't said a word. And the WNBA? They're just closing the blinds and acting like the house ain't on fire. At this point, it's not about where Brittney's going. It's about what she's running from. And until those sealed files get cracked open, this NBA move might just be the slickest cover-up we've seen all year. Like, share, subscribe, and drop your thoughts in the comments. And we'll see you on the next one.